and I figured I'd go live and say what's up to you guys. So we'll let some people get up in the room and we'll talk about what we're going to talk about. Today I got something new on the chopping block. I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to see the first impressions video yesterday. I posted that on the on the Rebel trimmer. So yes, now the Rebel has some backup. It's got a shaver, there's a Rebel clipper, obviously, and there is a Rebel trimmer now. So with that being said, the other thing that's kind of pressing on my mind today is the barber tuition initiative. So we're going to talk about that. Still don't believe in ghosts. We might mention that. And yeah, we're gonna do this on the ride to work real quick. So let me know if you guys are up in the room, if you got a chance to see that video that I posted yesterday. And then also the Gamma team is expanding. So we're also going to touch on that as well, man. Thank you for the thumbs up already. Thank you for jumping up in the room, and good morning to you guys if it's morning, good evening if it's night, and whatever else. So, bonjour, parlez français. No, I think he's asking me if I speak French. Tell you what, man, French is a beautiful sounding language, and I really wish that I could speak it. So, if you guys haven't noticed, man, we're throwing up a lot more uploads. I think I got like 3 uploads last week. I'm going to try to get to 2 to 3 uploads a week, if not more, a couple of shorts thrown in between. And we're going to really try to start moving things along on the channel a little bit more. So we're talking about doing a couple other different things that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So you guys want to hang on. Watching from Nepal. Oh man, that's cool. I wish I could visit there. That would be dope. Jose, thank you for joining, man. He said, let's go. All right, so let's start with the Gamma education teams. All right, and I'm saying teams as in plural. So what our goal is kind of like a couple of education teams have sprung up. You know, Andis had one, Wall had one, Babelous has one. You know, and basically what these guys will do is, you know, they'll be on stages at the shows. They might go to distributors. They might go to schools. They might teach classes, pretty much anywhere, right? So we are kind of keeping our eyes out for people in the Northeast, Connecticut area, and also the West Coast. The next one's going to happen in Vegas. So that one's almost full. But if you think that you could be a good fit for the education team, if you would like to go out and help others learn, you guys would be learning a couple of my curriculums. You would be going out and you guys would be teaching on behalf of Gamma and Stylecraft. It's been a big effort that's put together by a good sized team, and I know that some of that was captured in that video. So if you guys have had a chance to check out the Gamma team video, which was like 2 uploads ago, very, very cool experience for anybody involved. You guys would be on the ground floor of something big. So with that being said, if you guys do feel like you might be a good fit, drop a comment, leave your email, or just go ahead and email me with the link in the description. So Jose, how was the CT Barber Expo? Looking at a lot of the footage this morning, I didn't get a chance to go. Unfortunately, I'm going to make it to the CT Barber Expo sooner or later, I swear. I wish I could have went. It would have been really cool, but I didn't get on that one because I got a heck of a lot of travel. I'm going to Denver. I'm going to Orlando Premiere Show. Hopefully some of you guys will be at the Orlando Premiere Show. Would love to see you. Would love to meet you. Would love to chop it up with you. So we're going to be doing Orlando Premiere. We're going to be doing, I got an event in Colorado, and then finally I'm going back to New York. So I got a lot of travel on the horizon for June, and that's why I didn't make it to CT. But I'm just curious because some of the videos I seen, I didn't see like a lot of people there, and I was watching a bunch of people's videos this morning, kind of checking it out. But hopefully it was a good show. He said, I was up in the state of Maine. It was amazing. Hoping to see you there. Yes, I know you're busy. Yeah, man. We've been getting it. We've been getting it going. So, I mean, really, we're looking for anybody in the Northeast right now. We're trying to grow our seeds for that region, you know, and just kind of trying to see who might be a good fit, who really likes our tools and also feels comfortable enough to get up on stage and educate. So with that being said, let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is the Rebel trimmer I wanted to just touch on that real quick. So I'm sure you noticed by now, yesterday I released a video on the Rebel trimmer. So the Rebel has a trimmer, there is a Rebel shaver, and there is a Rebel clipper. And I really hope that there comes a day where they sell this in a 3-pack for like a good deal. I think that would be just such a great elite kit to kind of get yourself started with, if you do that. You know, if you decide to switch to Gamma or Stylecraft and you wanted to switch to all of them, I just think that would be super cool. So just because you guys are in here on my live, I'm gonna break down to you guys exactly what's going on today. I'm gonna do a shootout between the Saber and the Rebel, and I realized I didn't answer a whole lot of questions about the Rebel trimmer. I was basically just trying to get out a first impressions video, show you guys what it is, what it's all about. So I'll break that down to you a little bit right now. Essentially, for the Rebel trimmer, what you're gonna find is they chose to go with a special blade that has some really fine cutting teeth. And what this means is this blade is designed to actually pull hair into the trimmer. Whereas if you've noticed, when you go to do a lineup with some liners, it kind of pushes the hair away. And if that happens, a lot of people like to use like hairspray and stuff like that to hold the edge up in place before they tap down that line, which is awesome, you know, and I've been doing that for many years. However, I gotta say, with the new Rebel trimmer, the way that blade is, it's just going to go ahead and it's gonna hit. So I've come up with something that really makes it work and really makes it fit into my whole situation with all my tools. Now, they could have put the one blade cutter on it, and that's what you get on the Saber. That blade is a phenomenal blade that pretty much does everything well, but they wanted to have some diversity in our line. So they put something a little different with the fine cutting teeth. And what you're gonna find out is that is not the appropriate tool for removing like large amounts of bulk, but don't get it twisted. That is such a great tool for putting down really sharp lines. So I'm gonna break this all down in the video, and I'm really gonna help you to understand it. Some comments that I seen, like somebody was like, "Oh, they're smoother than the Saber," this and that. Like I don't think that's an accurate statement. And then there was a couple other statements that were made on the video that just made me realize like I didn't answer a whole lot of questions, and I probably can get a little bit deeper in this. He said, "I'm using the Stylecraft and Gamma myself, directed by your input. Apex for clippers, Saber and Instinct for trimmers." Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. That's a great setup. I love that Saber clipper still, like, quite a bit. And one of the things that I really took away from the education summit was we had our guy, Rigo is one of the most knowledgeable guys you'll ever meet when it comes to clippers and making them perform well and stuff like that. And, you know, he kind of pointed out something that should have seemed obvious to everybody, but to me, it really wasn't. Like how often you are oiling your clippers. So, or trimmers for that matter, especially trimmers. So what's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Good to see you going live here. So one of the things that Rigo said to really help your performance in the clippers and the trimmers is to make sure that you're oiling them at the very minimum daily. But he was even saying that if you're using like a lot of clipper spray, you know, like Andis clipper spray, or unfortunately some of the brands, you have to watch out for some of these clipper sprays because they're not all created equal. I'm not going to name no names, but some of them are just for the scent and they don't actually disinfect the clipper. So there's a few that do. Read your bottles and understand what it is that you're actually doing, because some of these cleaners, they do not kill bloodborne pathogens. They do not disinfect your clippers or your trimmers, which I don't even understand why they would sell something that doesn't do that. But it just kind of bothered me to find that out. And Rigo was the one who pointed that out to me, that there was a few companies who sell clipper cleaner that is not, and it doesn't even say it, because when I got back to the shop, I looked at the bottle. I never thought to look at the bottle and see if it was a clipper cleaner. I mean, it was sold as such. So I go back and I look at the bottle, and it doesn't say a damn thing about cleaning or disinfecting. So I'm like, what? So anyhow, long story short, what those items typically do is they strip away the oil. They actually cause your blade to wear out faster. They spray that temporary, it's like a temporary lubricant. That's how you hear your clipper or your trimmer speed up when you spray it on there. But once that's gone, it'll remove any oil as well. And once that happens, your blades are going to start to wear out. They're going to start to not cut as good. So as knowledgeable as I am about this stuff, pointing out the fact that I should be oiling my clippers a little bit more has led me to do so. And I can say just in the last 2 weeks since that summit, I've been making an effort to oil multiple times a day, just 2 or 3 times a day, and I've seen a dramatic improvement in all my tools. I have my Saber clipper has the taper blade on it, and it's had that same taper blade on it for probably almost 2 years. Whenever the Saber came out, I've pretty much cut exclusively with that, the majority. Even when the Instinct came out, I didn't want to put my Saber clipper down. So with that being said, that blade is on its way out. I really should be putting a new blade on there, but I went ahead and I oiled it regularly, and I've not had any problems. So that's what Chris is saying. Sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. It's true. And I really think that as the barber industry goes, we have a long way to go in doing some really good sanitization, especially in between clients, especially with, all the bullshit. I mean, the flu's been going around. Everybody coming around at the shop has been having either the flu or strep throat or some other things. And, bloodborne pathogens are a much higher concern. The one good thing about being a barber is it seems like our immune systems are fairly strong, just due to the close proximity of people for so many years in a row. I mean, it's a little harder for some of us to get sick than it is for others. But, at the same time, I think we got a long ways to go. Now, the Gamma Mat has also kind of pointed out how dirty my tools get, because when I put the tools down on the mat and they stand up, I could see, what is this fool doing, yo? My guy is driving crazy over here. He's beeping the horn. This man is trucking, and he is on a mission, bro. He's about to get where he's going. And he's beeping at a Honda Civic. You don't want no smoke? But yeah, so the Gamma Mat, what basically that does is it has a couple of USB charging ports, and you could set them on your thing, and you could stay really organized. Well, what I noticed when I set stuff on my station, a lot of times I wasn't brushing it off and keeping it clean. So the mat would just get full of hair, and it would look pretty nasty. So that having that mat also caused me to kind of reflect a little bit there and be like, okay, before I set the shit up on the station, I'm gonna dust it off at least, and try to keep my clipper cleaner, right there on deck, to make sure that I keep that. If I keep the mat clean right where I store it, then it's gonna be clean when I pick it up to use it. That's kind of my thought. So he said barbers' immune systems are strong from all the cool care we've inhaled. Yeah, he's right, bro. He's right. And that's the thing too, is that actually is what happened to my Nana. My Nana was in this industry. That's my great grandmother, by the way. She was in this industry her whole life. Now, she lived a long life. She died at 93, but the last 10 years of her life, she really struggled to breathe. And a lot of that had to do with, back in the day, a lot of the products that she was using had a lot of caustic chemicals in them, and they were breathing them. I mean, between that and cigarettes, she owned a shop that had 8 operators, and then, the operators were smoking cigarettes, the people in the chair were smoking cigarettes, and the people in the waiting room were smoking cigarettes. Literally, when I was a little kid, I could walk in there and there'd be a haze of smoke that I just barely slide under, and the smoke would be just, not a concern whatsoever. So, that's just one of the things that I took away from the summit, is just being a little bit more vigilant about keeping things clean and making sure that they're performing well, and also just making sure that they're safe for clients. So, but anyhow, if you guys think that you could be a good fit for that team, to go out and help spread some of this information and to go out and teach these curriculums, go ahead and drop me an email. We are seeking for people. I know we got a lot more people in the room now, so I just figured I'd mention it again. If you feel like you'd be a good fit, if you are in the Northeast Connecticut area or Las Vegas, West Coast area, just go ahead and drop me an email, and we'll put you in the potentials category there. He said, my childhood shop was filled with secondhand smoke too. I mean, it's our generation, generationally speaking. I'm 35 years old, and at the time when we were born, there wasn't no car seats. Parents were smoking cigarettes while they held you on the lap driving. The house was full of cigarette smoke. All that stuff is thankfully gone. But there are still things that I think that we come in contact that are probably not good for us. I don't think it's great to be spraying that clipper side in a small room when you don't got no ventilation. I don't think it's great to be doing, some of these different things even with the hairspray now, with some of the oil sheens, with the talc powder, getting that stuff in your lungs. Like just being a little bit more careful about how you work might not be the worst idea on earth. I'm not saying I'm not a doctor. I don't know if all this stuff is really good or bad for you, but it just doesn't seem good to inhale anything other than air, right? That's kind of where I'm going with that. So, yeah, today we'll be working on that Saber versus the Rebel trimmer video, and I'll be cranking away at that. Hopefully, I'll have that video out to you soon. And yeah, man, I'm curious to find out how CT went. I'm curious to see. I want to talk to some people who were there. Mo Cuts, he's a new member of our education team, and he went there with the Gamma team. But if I'm being honest, and I have not been to CT, so I don't know if it's bigger this year than last year or what was going on, but I am used to going to Premiere, and when you go to Premiere, there is thousands and thousands and thousands of people there, and you could go to any booth and there might be as many as 20 to sometimes like 100 people around each booth. So when I went to go look at the CT Barber Expo content, like that was kind of what I was expecting to see, and I really didn't see that. So I hope it was a good show. Hopefully I just didn't watch the right people or whatever happened. But I hope that it's worth it, because when you guys, if you guys ever become involved with a company on a level where, you really hope to see them succeed and stuff like that, you realize that these shows are just a huge investment on the company. I mean, these shows can cost some of these companies $100,000 or more. Just to come. A lot of times they're selling stuff at a loss to get people over by the booth. They have to pay all their educators. They have to pay for the show. They have to pay for the booth. And, then there's taxes and there's everything else. So, these shows, I think they're very important. I think they're a huge part of getting in front of the people that matter the most, like the people that you hope to bring into the fold. I hope that they're worth it. But, sometimes they're not worth it. Sometimes some of these shows are just a huge expenditure, and there's no ROI on some of these shows. So, we're hoping to have some good shows this year, and I want to see all the companies do good, not just the ones I'm affiliated with. I want to see all of them do good. By the way, Fort Worth Barber Supply, man, they were out there at CT. And they are going to be at Premiere. And if you guys notice, you guys could use my code Eddie. You can save 10% off of anything outside of Stylecraft Gamma at Fort Worth Barber Supply. And they're just some great people. And, as a matter of fact, I had somebody come a-courting me not too long ago. I won't say who it was, but I had somebody come and try to get me to do business with them and leave Fort Worth Barber Supply. But what had happened was they didn't realize that I played golf with Rafa, and I got cool with Edward, and I just had a great relationship with them. They're just good people that are committed to the same mission that I am, and that's spreading the education. So, that's one of them things that I didn't even care if it was more money or anything like that. I just said, you know what? Sorry, man. I love 614 Barber Supply, and I'm going to rock with them. They're committed to the same mission that I am, and that mission is just trying to help as many people as we can. I mean, they commit to education like no other barber supplier ever has. So how could I look at them? How could I look at them and not want to be a part of that? You know what I mean? Because everybody's got a reason why they do things, and this is my reasoning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have posted 500 tutorials. I would have moved on to doing something different, which we're gonna try some different content that I think you guys are gonna like. But with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys for jumping up in the room and for checking me out. About to go into my breakfast joint. This is House of Omelets. If you happen to be in Naples, Florida, this is my favorite breakfast joint. And these guys always take good care of me. So I'm going to get some breakfast, man. Get it in. I hope you guys have a good and busy, productive day. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber, and I'm out of here. Peace.